He became the most famous man on earth. His music reached every corner of the world, and his name was known by millions. But behind the fame, there was a different story, a story of pressure, loneliness, and a childhood he never truly had. It all started in a small house in Indiana, where a quiet little boy was learning to sing before he even understood the world. That boy was Michael Jackson. And this is not just a story about success. It is a story about what it really costs to become a legend. Welcome back to Insight English Stories. Today we'll discover the story behind the King of Pop. The sun begins to set over the small house in Gary, Indiana. It is a cold evening in the late 1950s. The wind blows through the narrow streets and carries the smell of the nearby steel mills. Inside a tiny home on Jackson Street, a large family lives together. There are many children in this house, and they share everything. The rooms are small, but they are filled with the sound of music. A young boy named Michael sits on the floor. He is very small, but his eyes are wide and bright. He listens to the rhythm of the world around him. He hears the rain on the metal roof. He hears the heavy footsteps of his father returning from a long day of hard work. This is where the story of the King of Pop begins. It does not start with bright lights or thousands of screaming fans. It starts with a simple dream and a lot of practice in a crowded living room. Michael is the 8th of 10 children. His mother, Catherine, is a kind woman who loves to sing. She has a gentle voice that makes the children feel safe. She teaches them old songs and hums while she cleans the house. His father, Joe, is a very serious man. Joe works at the steel mill to provide food for the family, but his true passion is music. He plays the guitar and dreams of a better life. Joe is a very strict man. A strict person is someone who follows rules very carefully and expects others to do the same. He wants his sons to be the best. He sees the talent in their small hands and their quick feet. Every night after school, the brothers do not go outside to play. Instead, they stand in the living room and practice their songs. They sing the same lines over and over again. They dance until their legs feel heavy and their foreheads are wet with sweat. Little Michael watches his older brothers. He sees Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon. They are the first members of the group. Michael is still very young, but he has a special gift. He can copy any movement he sees. He watches the way his brothers move their shoulders. He listens to the way they change their voices. One day his mother hears him singing while he folds the laundry. She is surprised by how strong and clear his voice is. She tells Joe that Michael must be in the group. At first, Michael plays the bongos. These are small drums that you play with your hands. He hits the drums with a perfect rhythm. But soon everyone realizes that Michael is the real star. He begins to sing the lead parts. Even though he is only 5 or 6 years old, he sings with the emotion of a grown man. He understands the sadness and the joy in the music. The family forms a group called the Jackson 5. They begin to perform at small talent shows in their town. They travel in a small car that is filled with instruments and clothes. The road is long, and the seats are not comfortable. Michael looks out the window at the passing trees and the dark sky. He feels the excitement in his chest. When they arrive at a theater, the air smells like popcorn and old wood. Michael walks onto the stage, and the lights feel warm on his face. He is no longer a shy little boy. When the music starts, he becomes something else. He spins and kicks his feet with incredible speed. People in the audience stand up and cheer. They cannot believe that such a small child can perform with such power. They call him a prodigy. A prodigy is a young person who has a very great natural ability, Life is not easy for young Michael. While other children play with toys or go to the park, Michael is always working. He spends many hours in dark recording studios. A recording studio is a special room where musicians go to make records. He stands in front of a large microphone and sings until his throat is tired. His father watches him closely. Joe wants perfection. If the boys make a mistake, they must start again from the beginning. Michael wants to make his father proud, but he also feels a little bit sad. He misses the chance to be a normal child. He looks out the window of the studio and sees children playing tag in the street. He wishes he could join them, but the music is calling him. He knows that he has a big responsibility. His family depends on his voice and his hard work. In 1968, everything changes for the family. A famous singer hears them and tells the owners of Motown Records about the talented brothers. Motown is a very famous record company in Detroit. The brothers travel to the big city for an audition. An audition is like a job interview for a performer. They enter a large building and meet the boss, Berry Gordy. Michael is nervous, but he hides it well. He remembers all the hours of practice in the living room in Gary. When the music starts, the Jackson brothers move like a single person. Their harmony is perfect. Harmony is when different voices sing together to create a beautiful sound. Berry Gordy is very impressed. He signs them to a contract immediately. This is the moment that turns Michael into a national star. The family moves to California. The sun is bright, and the palm trees are tall. It feels like a different world compared to the gray smoke of the steel mills. The Jackson 5 release their first big song called I Want You Back. It becomes a huge hit all over the country. Everyone is talking about the little boy with the big voice and the colorful clothes. Michael is now on television shows. He sees his face on the covers of magazines. He wears bright shirts with big collars, and his hair is in a large afro style. When he walks down the street, people recognize him. They want his autograph. An autograph is when a famous person signs their name for a fan. Michael is happy because he loves to perform, but he is also a bit overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means feeling like there is too much happening at once. The group releases more hits like ABC and The Love You Save. They are at the top of the music charts. Michael is the center of attention. He is the one the fans want to see. He spends his days in rehearsals and his nights on stage. He learns how to control the crowd. He learns when to be quiet and when to shout. He studies the great performers of the past like James Brown and Jackie Wilson. He watches their videos and copies their steps. He wants to be the greatest entertainer in the world. He is a perfectionist. A perfectionist is someone who wants everything to be exactly right and works very hard to reach that goal. Even when the show is over, Michael thinks about how he can make it better next time. He is a young boy with a man's ambition. As the years pass, Michael begins to grow up. His voice starts to change, and he starts to think about his own music. He loves his brothers, but he wants to express his own ideas. He spends time alone in his room writing songs. He listens to the sounds of nature and the sounds of the city. He wants to create music that makes the whole world want to dance. He feels a deep magic inside him. He believes that music can bring people together and heal the world. He is ready for the next chapter of his life. He is ready to step out of the shadow of the group and become a solo artist. This is the end of the beginning. The small boy from Indiana is now a young man with a vision. The world is waiting to see what he will do next. He closes his eyes and hears a new rhythm in his heart. As the 1970s come to an end, Michael feels a strong desire to change. He is no longer the little child from the Jackson 5. He is a young man of 20 years old. He wants to show the world that he can make his own music. He meets a very talented man named Quincy Jones. Quincy is a famous music producer. A producer is a person who helps a singer choose songs and makes sure the music sounds perfect. Michael and Quincy become a great team. They work together on an album called Off the Wall. Michael spends many nights in the studio. He works until the sun comes up. He wants every beat and every note to be perfect. When the album comes out, it is a huge success. People all over the world dance to songs like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Michael feels happy because people finally respect him as an adult artist. However, Michael is not satisfied yet. He has a very big goal. He tells his friends that he wants his next album to be the biggest-selling album of all time. He wants every song on the record to be a hit. In 1982, he releases Thriller. This album changes everything in the history of music. Michael creates a new sound that mixes rock, pop, and soul. He works with the best musicians and uses new technology. The songs are exciting and full of energy. Michael also understands the power of television. He knows that people do not just want to hear music, they want to see it. He decides to make short films for his songs instead of simple videos. He spends a lot of money to make the video for the song Thriller. It is a horror story with dancing zombies. People are amazed by the costumes and the dancing. During this time, Michael performs at a special television show called Motown 25. This is a very famous night in his life. He wears a black jacket with silver sparkles and a single white glove on his hand. When he starts to sing the song, Billie Jean, the audience, is very quiet. Suddenly, Michael moves backward while his feet look like they are walking forward. This is the Moonwalk. The audience screams with excitement. They have never seen anything like it. The Moonwalk becomes his most famous dance move. It looks like he is sliding on ice. After that night, Michael Jackson is the most famous person on the planet. Everyone wants to dress like him. Young people everywhere start wearing one glove and leather jackets. He is now truly the king of pop. The success of Thriller is enormous. Enormous means very, very large. Michael wins many awards and travels to many countries. But with this fame comes a lot of pressure. People follow him everywhere he goes. He cannot walk in the park or go to a store without hundreds of people surrounding him. He begins to feel lonely. He builds a very large home in California called Neverland. It is named after the place in the story of Peter Pan, the boy who never grows up. Neverland is a magical place. It has a private zoo with elephants and giraffes. It has a movie theater and a small train that travels around the property. Michael loves animals and children because he feels they are honest and kind. He wants to create the childhood he never had when he was working in Gary, Indiana. Michael also wants to use his fame to help the world. He is a very generous man. Generous means someone who likes to give money or help to people who need it. In 1985, he writes a song called We Are the World with another singer named Lionel Richie. They invite many famous artists to sing together. The money from the song goes to help people in Africa who do not have enough food. Michael visits hospitals and spends time with sick children. He gives millions of dollars to charities. A charity is an organization that helps people in need. He believes that if everyone shows a little love, the world will be a better place. He writes songs about the environment and peace. He wants to be a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. In 1987, Michael releases the album Bad. He goes on a massive world tour. A tour is a series of concerts in many different cities. He travels to Europe, Asia, and South America. Thousands of people wait at the airports just to see him for a second. On stage, Michael is a master of performance. He uses fire magic tricks and huge screens. His dancing is faster and more complex than ever before. He works with a team of professional dancers, but he is always the leader. He practices his moves in front of a mirror for hours every day. He wants his fans to have the best experience of their lives. He often performs until he is completely exhausted. Exhausted means feeling very, very tired. As the years go by, Michael's appearance begins to change. His skin becomes lighter, and his face looks different. Many people in the news talk about this every day. Michael explains that he has a skin condition called vitiligo. Vitiligo is a sickness that makes the skin lose its color in some places. He also has many surgeries on his nose. The media becomes very interested in his private life. They call him strange names and tell stories that are not always true. Michael feels hurt by these stories. He feels that the world is judging him without knowing his heart. He becomes more private and spends more time inside Neverland. He finds comfort in his music and his children. Michael becomes a father in the late 1990s. He has 3 children, Prince Paris and Blanket. He loves them very much. He wants to protect them from the bright lights of the cameras. He plays games with them and teaches them about art and music. For Michael, being a father is the most important job in the world. He wants his children to have a normal life, even though their father is the most famous man in the world. He reads them stories and tucks them into bed every night. In these moments, he is not the king of pop. He is just a father who wants his children to be happy and safe. Despite the challenges in his life, Michael continues to create art. He releases the album Dangerous in 1991 and History in 1995. His music becomes more serious. He sings about social justice and the way the media treats people. He uses his music videos to show different cultures from all around the world. In the video for Black or White, he shows faces of people from many different countries. He wants to tell the world that it does not matter what color your skin is. He believes that we are all part of one big human family. His message of unity is very strong. Unity means being joined together as one. The world of Michael Jackson is a world of bright lights and loud music, but it is also a world of deep feelings. He experiences the highest levels of success and the lowest levels of sadness. He is a man who lives his life in the eyes of the public. Every move he makes is watched by millions. But inside, he remains the same boy who loves to dance and sing. He is a dreamer who believes in magic. He is a hard worker who never gives up. As he moves into the new millennium, the year 2000, he faces new challenges and new dreams. He is ready to continue his journey no matter how difficult the road becomes. He knows that his music will live forever. The new century brings many changes to the life of Michael Jackson. The year 2000 is a time of reflection for him. He is now a veteran in the music industry. A veteran is a person who has a long experience in a particular field. He spends a lot of time at Neverland with his children. He enjoys the quiet moments of the morning when the sun shines on the green grass of his home. He walks through his private gardens and thinks about the future. He still has a great passion for creating things. He works on a new album called Invincible. He spends a long time in the studio because he wants the sound to be modern and fresh. He works with new producers and tries new styles of singing. When the album is finished, he is proud of the work he has done. However, the world is changing. The music business is different than it was in the days of Thriller. Michael has some disagreements with his record company. He feels that they do not support his music as much as they should. He speaks out against the way the industry treats artists. He wants younger musicians to have more control over their work. Even though there are many difficulties, Michael remains a very popular figure. In 2001, he celebrates 30 years as a solo performer with 2 massive concerts in New York City. Many of his famous friends come to perform with him. For a few nights, the world remembers why he is the king of pop. He dances with his brothers one more time on the stage. The crowd goes wild when they see the Jackson 5 together again. In the years that follow, Michael faces some very difficult personal times. He has to go to court to defend his name. A court is a place where legal stories are told, and a judge makes decisions. It is a very stressful period for him and his family. He feels that many people do not understand his kind heart. He stays away from the public eye for a long time. He travels to different countries like Bahrain and Ireland to find peace. He wants to live a quiet life away from the cameras and the loud noises of the city. He spends his days reading books and playing with his children. He teaches them to be polite and to care about the planet. He is a very protective father who wants his children to have a peaceful heart. By the year 2009, Michael is ready to return to the stage. He announces a series of concerts in London called This Is It. He tells his fans that these will be his final performances in the city. He wants to give his children a chance to see him perform at his best. The tickets for the shows sell out in just a few minutes. Millions of people from all over the world want to see the king of pop one last time. Michael begins to practice very hard. He goes to a large arena in Los Angeles every day. He works with a new team of young dancers. He is older now, but he still has the magic in his feet. He watches every detail of the show, from the lights to the volume of the drums. The rehearsals are very intense. Intense means something that requires a lot of effort and focus. Michael is very thin, but he has a lot of energy when the music starts. He sings his old hits like Beat It and Earth Song. He smiles when he sees the dancers following his lead. He is happy to be back in his natural environment. The stage is the place where he feels most alive. He tells his team that they must give the audience an experience they will never forget. He wants to show the world that he still has the power to move people. He spends long hours talking about the message of the show. He wants to remind people to take care of the earth and to be kind to each other. On June 25th, 2009, the world receives some very sad news. Michael Jackson passes away at his home in Los Angeles. He was only 50 years old. The news spreads across the internet and television like a giant wave. People in every country feel a deep sense of loss. They turn on their radios and play his music. In many cities, fans gather in the streets to dance and cry together. They wear his famous glove and sing his songs at the top of their voices. A very large memorial service is held in a big stadium. His family and friends speak about his life and his many talents. His daughter Paris speaks to the world and says that he was the best father anyone could imagine. Even though Michael is gone, his influence is everywhere. You can hear his style in the music of almost every modern pop star. You can see his dance moves in videos all over the internet. His albums continue to sell millions of copies every year. People who were not even born when he was alive now discover his music for the first time. They watch the video for Thriller and feel the same excitement that people felt in 1982. They see the Moonwalk and try to copy it in their living rooms. Michael Jackson is a legend. A legend is a person who is famous for a long time because of their great achievements. His story is a story of a little boy with a dream that became a reality. The legacy of Michael Jackson is more than just music and dance. It is a story of hard work and staying true to a vision. He showed that a child from a small house in Indiana could become the most famous person in the world. He taught us that music has no borders. It does not matter where you come from or what language you speak. Music can make us feel the same emotions. He left behind a message of love and hope. He wanted us to look at the person in the mirror and make a change for the better. He believed that every individual has the power to make the world a more beautiful place. Today, we remember the King of Pop for his incredible talent. We remember the way he moved, the way he sang, and the way he made us feel. He was a man of many mysteries, but his art was clear and bright. He gave everything he had to his fans. He spent his whole life trying to reach perfection. When we listen to his songs, we can still hear the passion in his voice. We can still feel the rhythm that started in that small living room many years ago. Michael Jackson is a part of our history. He is a part of our culture. His music is a gift that will continue to play for generations to come. As the sun sets on the story of Michael Jackson, we see a man who reached for the stars and touched the hearts of millions. He was a son, a brother, a father, and a king. His journey was not always easy, but it was always spectacular. Spectacular means something that is very impressive and beautiful to watch. He lived a life that was larger than life itself. And so the music continues. The lights stay on in our memories. The King of Pop lives on through every beat, every dance step, and every heart that finds joy in his songs. This is the full story of Michael Jackson, a boy who never stopped dreaming, and a man who changed the world with a song.